The objective of this lesson is to solve a real-world problem containing information that is presented on a coordinate plane. This is a task-based lesson intended for students to apply what they know about coordinate planes to a real-life context. In previous lessons, students have learned how to chart points and interpret data. Let's begin the task. Kelsey kept track of the number of miles she ran for 12 days. There are 3 parts to this task. The first part is to write the ordered pairs to represent the data. The x-coordinate will represent the day number. The y-coordinate will represent the number of miles. Let's begin with part 1. Write the ordered pairs to represent the data. A good way to organize the data is to place it in a table like this one. Day 1, Kelsey ran 5 miles, so the ordered pair would be written as parentheses 1, 5, end parentheses. Fill this in on the first box. Day 2, Kelsey ran 2 miles. The ordered pair would be written as parentheses 2, 2, end parentheses. Place this in the second box. Day 3, Kelsey ran 3 miles. The ordered pair would be written as parentheses 3, 3, end parentheses. Place this in the third box. Let's continue filling in the other boxes until all 12 days have been recorded. The ordered pairs are written as the day number followed by the number of miles ran that day. The second part of the task is to label the graph and the x and y axes, then plot the ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. The graph represents Kelsey's miles ran. Write this on top of the graph. Label the axes. The x-axis will represent the day number. Write day below the x-axis. The y-axis will represent the number of miles. Write miles next to the y-axis. Next, plot the points. Start with the first ordered pair, parentheses 1, 5, end parentheses. Begin at the point of origin and move over one vertical line along the x-axis. Staying along the first vertical line, move up 5 horizontal lines along the y-axis. This will be the first point. Let's chart the second ordered pair, parentheses 2, 2, end parentheses. Begin at the point of origin and move over 2 vertical lines, then go up 2 horizontal lines. This is the second point. Continue plotting day 3 and day 4 points. Day 5 has a 0 for the number of miles ran. To show this, move out 5 vertical lines along the x-axis. The y-coordinate of 0 means to stay along the x-axis and move up 0 lines. The point will lie on the x-axis. Continue plotting the rest of the points. The third part of the task is to use the graph to answer questions. On which day did Kelsey run the furthest? How many miles did she run? Since the y-axis represents the amount of miles ran, look at the highest point along the y-axis. 12 is the highest point. Follow this point down the vertical line to 7 along the x-axis. This means that Kelsey ran the longest on day 7. She ran 12 miles. What is the meaning of the point, parentheses 10, 0, end parentheses? The 10 is the x-coordinate, which is the day number, and the 0 is the y-coordinate, which is the miles ran. This means that on day 10, she ran 0 miles. On which days did Kelsey run 5 miles? This can be found by looking at the 5th horizontal line on the y-axis. This line represents 5 miles ran. There are 2 points along this line. The first coordinate is on the first line of the x-axis, and the second coordinate is on the 9th line of the x-axis. This means she ran 5 miles on day 1 and day 9. The objective for this lesson was to solve a real-world problem containing information that is presented on a coordinate plane. We met this objective by writing ordered pairs to represent the real-world data. Then we charted the pairs on a coordinate grid and answered questions using the grid.